the current building was built over 50 years before our nation decided that students with special needs were legally entitled to the same, to be in a public school and get the same education as everybody else. So it's 50 years before our students were told you can be here. They weren't thought of. They weren't. The building wasn't built with them in mind at all. So it's kind of sad to think about. I'm in my 6th year at Owatonna High School as a special education paraprofessional. So I work with students, they just need a little extra support in classrooms. I work in special education classrooms. I go out into general education classrooms and provide support there as well. I cover a lot of ground during the day and have probably been in almost every classroom we've got at OHS. I think my biggest concern with our current facility is definitely accessibility for our mobility challenged students. I think we have 32 entrances to the high school right now, which in itself is a huge safety issue. But of those 32, only 2 of them are handicap accessible. Both are on the same end of the building, and both are also on the opposite end of the building from our special education classrooms. So these guys have to trek through really narrow hallways to get to where they need to be. It's packed, there's lots of kids in there, it's busy, and it takes them some time, more time than, we give kids for passing time, and sometimes they're late and they miss out on some valuable learning because of that. They can't go in the same entrance as everybody else if they want to come to the school for a play. They can't go in the same entrance as everybody else if they want to come to the school for a sporting event. It's tough. I think also with the elevators are on the same end of that building as the doors. So if they're in a special education classroom and need to get to another special education classroom on a different level, they have to go across the building, take the elevator down, go across the building again. And sometimes the elevators don't always work, so that puts a whole nother wrench into everything. I was in a science class with a student last year, and we took the elevator up to class. And at some point during class, the elevator broke, and we were stuck up there because there was no other way down. I think we actually ended up having a couple of teachers carry the student downstairs. Being in there are areas in the school where students have the elevator as their only entrance or exit from, areas in the building. If there is something that happens in the school and we need to evacuate, the students with mobility issues can't get out. There are rooms that are identified as safe rooms. We have to go into the safe room, and when everybody else in the building is told to evacuate, we have to stay. We need to stay right where we are, and we wait for hopefully emergency personnel to come and find us.